This is episode 225 of Pausing in the Prophets, and today we are looking at Isaiah 38, verses 13 and 14, and Isaiah writes, I composed my soul until morning. Like a lion, so he breaks all my bones. From day until night you make an end of me. Like a swallow, like a crane, so I twitter, I moan like a dove. My eyes look wistfully to the heights. O Lord, I am oppressed. Be my security. The metaphors continue in Hezekiah's poem, and he alternates between God's character and his own feebleness in the face of God's character. In verse 12, Hezekiah looked at life in general as a shepherd's tent. Here today, gone tomorrow. Now he looks to God, a lion, seeking his destruction. The inevitability of death and the suffering that awaits him overwhelms him. And this constant dread makes his prayers seem no more effective than the twittering of the birds. In the end, what have his prayers accomplished? He is still under the sentence of death that God has proclaimed to him. Now, we already know the result. Hezekiah is saved. And we know that Hezekiah knows the result, for he is sharing this poem after the fact. And so there are two ways to think about why Hezekiah is sharing this. Is this just an example of humility rousing God's mercy? Is this a pattern for us? While humility does rouse God's mercy, I'm not convinced that is the whole story here. Up to this point, Hezekiah has been a model of humility. This prayer is not some dramatic switch from pride to humility. The death sentence announced in Isaiah 38:1 is surely as much a surprise to the reader as it is to Hezekiah. It seems that this prayer points us to the mystery of God's working in the lives of men. We, like Hezekiah, can see God's actions as violent as a lion. We can feel the weight of his sovereignty and our chaff-like ability to counter it. God is a lion, Hezekiah is a dove. God is on high, Hezekiah has grown weary looking up. It appears a mystery when and why God acts at times. And yet Hezekiah prays anyway. O Lord, I am oppressed. Be my security. May we not lose heart in prayer, even when God's actions seem as fierce and destructive as a lion.